Hey everybody, it's showtime. Welcome. My name is Michael Bunker. I'm going to be your host for the day. It's daytime. Welcome to the Bunker Nation. Hope anybody's out there. Let me know if you're out there, if the sound is good, if the video is good. Let me know so I don't sit here and talk for a long time. Never know if anybody's going to show up when I'm here in the middle of the day. Don't know. It's beautiful outside, but it's windy and it's cold. It was cold. Video and sound are fine. Fantastic. 26 seconds. That's the way it should work. All right, everybody, come on in, push in. Let's get in here. Anybody else that's here, get in, hit the like button. Go over into the comments section, type in where you are, say hello. All right. Austria is in the house. All right, we got Michigan. And looks like Alaska just showed up. All right, y'all come in and type where you are. Say hi if you got questions or comments, stuff you want to talk about. It would be better today if you guys had things you wanted to talk about. Shout out from Scotland. We got Scotland in the house. We've got Austria in the house. We got Alaska. Texas is here. All right. We got Michigan here. All right, y'all come on in. We're going to do the box thing, and then we're going to get started. Like I say, you never know if anybody's going to be here during the middle of the day. I try to shift it around sometimes. My wife gets off work at 6:30 on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, so on those days I can't do a 7 p.m. show. So I try to shift it around a little bit so other people, different parts of the world, can come in and say hi and all of that. You got all the cold countries covered, like Texas right now. Now, it's about 57 degrees outside right now, but it's the north wind blowing. Perfectly blue skies, gorgeous. A little bit of solar power so I can do this thing. But everything's going good. We are, my family, day 15 after COVID. We're all over it. Have a little remnant of a little cough you'll probably hear. It's not like even like a sick cough. It's just every once in a while you just get this, that's irritating. So, but everything's going good. Got my first workout in this morning. Going to be going back to the gym here in a little bit. Taking it easy, doing a little treadmill, a little bit of exercises, some push-ups and whatnot, just to get back into it. Fairly weak. I shrunk a lot in those 15 days. But for the most part, we're all feeling pretty good. If you guys are out there, put your comments in the comment section. Tell me where you are. Ask questions, see if there's things you want to talk about. I can talk about anything. Economics, philosophy, books, literature, whatever you want to talk about, I'm here for it. But I wanted to give everybody kind of an update, my opinion now, having gone through COVID. First of all, it's weird. And by weird, I mean it is, it's just weird. It's almost like being an outsider. The world just kind of keeps going on. And so we were kind of in lockdown and we kind of watched the world. And we live in a very hyper politicized, divided world today. Nobody's talking to each other. When they are, they're just full of crap because they get their news from whoever they get their news from. And that's all that's what they believe. They've already chosen their experts. Once they've chosen their experts, their minds are closed. And so it was weird having already announced from March that I was not an expert on the virus, not an expert on anything to do with the virus, but I'm a pretty good expert on human behavior. To be able to sit and watch human behavior, I did get accused directly of making it up because COVID is not real. So I was told it was not real. But also to continue to watch people operate out of absolute fear, complete unreason. We saw so many cases of people who operate out of unreason when it comes to things because they've been told so many things that just aren't true. And so it was a fascinating time to be able to spend some time kind of watching things and experiencing it. And so we know that COVID is real. We know that it can suck. We know that everybody gets their own private COVID. It's different for everybody. Some people don't have a problem. They may get a little stuffy nose, maybe some pains, and some people have it worse just within our own household. Some people had it worse than others. So, and it does confer superhuman powers. So now, for a limited time, I don't know how long, I want to talk about that too. I have superpowers. One of those superpowers is I can't smell anything. That's a superpower. I could not take. Sometimes I don't take a shower for 3, 4, 5 weeks. I just kind of wipe down and all that kind of stuff. But I can smell myself, and I know when I need to wipe things down or spray things or whatnot. I don't bother me at all. I don't bother me at all. Today I had to go out and pick up a bunch of trash. Some beast got into the garbage, tore it all up, threw it all over. There's garbage all over the ground, everywhere. And I got out there. I didn't smell a thing. That's a superpower. So I got several superpowers. First of all, I've had conferred some immunity to me. I don't know how long. It's a bunch of stuff that nobody knows. From what I've heard and read, like 4 people out of 63 million who have gotten COVID, 4 people have been reinfected. And so out of the blue, the experts, the CDC, the WHO, or whoever says, your immunity is for 90 days. They just made up a number. And so everybody I talk to, they're like, your immunity is only going to last 90 days. I'm not sure exactly why that's true, or if it's true. I'm not sure if it lasts 9 days or 900 days, or if it's forever. But for some period of time, randomized by politics, I have immunity. Maybe it's already over. Maybe it'll be good for the next couple of years. So Danielle started back to work today, and they told her that she had 90 days of immunity. She didn't even have to take a COVID test. She had to take a COVID test every week. Now she doesn't even have to take one for 90 days. It's a randomized 90 days that people in power or people who are on the media just made up. Nobody knows. Because 4 people out of 63 million have been reinfected, and they just said 90 days. So that's what it is. Did you know that's how things work? Did you know there's no science at all involved in it? So anyways, those are my superhuman powers. I have a certain unknown limited amount of immunity. And I can't smell anything. I could walk into a factory of dead people, rotted. I could just walk, they're just rotting away, and they wouldn't bother me. I could be like on CSI. CSI, they walk in there, they got the cloth. Because the dead bodies stink. Won't bother me. I could be on CSI just like, don't even know where the dead body is. Someone's going to have to bring a dog in here. So these superpowers, we ought to make use of them. There's an entire army of 63 million people out there, some percentage of which can't smell. Maybe there's like a thing we can do. Maybe there's like an invention of people that can't smell. We can send them into like things where things smell real bad, and they're like, "That don't bother me." Pay them extra. So I got that going for me. So Danielle started back to work today. Started back at the gym today. We're back to normal. We can talk about politics. We can talk about whatever you got. I'm sitting here watching the comments, and there's not one because I'm so damn entertaining. By the way, 2 of the last videos out of the last like 10 videos, including the last one, which was all about us being thankful. It was a being thankful video, has been demonetized permanently. Something I said, and most likely this one will be too, because it doesn't just like toe the line of whatever the politicians say you're supposed to say. He's doubting the 90-day rule. So then they're going to demonetize this one too. The chances of me ever making money on the YouTube is going to be pretty small. I doubted the 90-day thing. All I did was I said, where does the 90 days come from? I've had like 10 people tell me that my immunity is for 90 days, and I don't know where they're getting that. I want to know where the science is, where like the virus remnants, the antigens in your body are like, come on, guy, you got to get out and do stuff. You need to be running around, going to bars and clubs and not washing your hands. Right now, you got 90 days. Why are you wasting it? See, that's what they think. And so then there's like people at YouTube and they're like, this guy is never making money on YouTube. The loss of smell is a symptom of Parkinson's. Are you saying that people that have COVID are going to get Parkinson's? I'm not buying it. I think what we got here, unless you could explain that better, is two things that overlap. So like another symptom of COVID is aches and pains, which is also a symptom of being hit by a truck. So you're like, people that had COVID are going to get hit by a truck. You have to connect them better than that, Daniel, or else I'm not buying it. If something is a symptom of A and something is a symptom of B, that doesn't tie those two things together. You have to have more information. See the way that works? Or you have to explain it better. Maybe you're just not explaining yourself very well. All right. Does anybody else have any nonsense they want to talk about? It's true. Some people that have COVID, they also lose their sense of taste, which is also a symptom of being from Michigan. I'm just having fun. All right, everybody. I have no rants. I have rants. I got rants bottled up for years. So you were taking two unconnected things and just pointing them out. All right. So I have rants bottled up for years, but someone's got to trigger them. There's got to be something. There's got to be something out there people want to talk about. I've had all these talks and stuff. I'm like, I want to talk about this thing and I want to talk about that thing, but then we end up talking about something else. Now's your opportunity. There's almost nobody here. It's the middle of the day. People are used to watching me at 7 p.m. and I go on for about 35 minutes just off the top of my head with no research or notes. But here I am in the middle of the day and I'm like, the kind of stuff I want to talk about, it's all getting me demonetized. I can't make any money on YouTube. Not that now that I've doubted the 90-day rule and I've debunked the fact that Parkinson's is part of COVID. Oh. All right, if anybody else is out there, Ethan, you're out there. Come up with something good. Something we want to talk about. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to go pull up a news story and start reading it. I'm here for you guys. I'm waiting on you. We could talk about my books. Speaking of, I do need to talk about you guys know my mission for 2020. And many of you have followed me on my mission. It was my fitness mission, which was spectacularly successful. It's not over yet. I started on January 8th. But I'm going to have two missions of similar earnestness and diligence for 2021. Are knuckle push-ups worth it? I'm going to say no off the top of my head. I don't know. I mean, I could see where knuckle push-ups would help you build a little bit of hand strength and perhaps some resistance strength for punching if you were involved in that sort of thing. But I can't imagine that it's worth it. There's got to be better. I know I have really, really bad, I guess you want to call it tennis elbow or golfer's elbow, whichever one's on the inside, really bad. I got to wear these elbow braces. And a lot of that has to do with hand strength. And so I'm going to start doing some exercises that I've been finding online for hand strength, which basically involves either hanging from the chin-up bar for a long period of time or just holding heavy weights for as long as you can hold them and working on hand strength. But and that's supposed to help with the tennis elbow and the tendons and all that kind of stuff. Right now, I'm really weak. I'm really weak after 15 days not being in the gym, plus questionable eating and being sick. So I got to work on it. Is it better, in your opinion, to relocate in your own country off-grid and away from the cities, or into another country with more freedoms, again off grid and away from the city. If you had the ability to relocate to a place that you know has more freedom, in other words, no, it's not just a rumor. You have to look at everything when it comes to relocation. I have no problem. People have been asking me this for 15 years. Would you ever relocate out of the country? And I've looked into it, and I haven't found any place that I would go where I believe that I would have more freedom and protection than I have in Texas. If I could find such a place and it was provable and it was doable, then I would certainly consider it. And so I would not consider relocating out of the country based on a whim or on rumors or on, most of the people who are flitty around the edges of preparedness and survival don't have a clue what they're talking about. They don't know anything, and then they get online, they talk about it all the time, and they give out bad information. So example, there was a period of time when everybody was going to go to Belize. They're all going to go to Belize. I didn't consider it for very long because there's not a whole lot of protections for foreign property owners. When I was in Central America, if you went down there and bought a piece of land, if you weren't actually there on the land, they can steal it from you anytime they want to. And it's illegal. They have squatters' rights. The realtor that sold you the land has 4 cousins ready to move onto it if you're not there and you don't have somebody on the land, and they'll move on the land and not get off. And then when you give up on it, they'll sell it to somebody else. Those kind of things happen in countries. We in America are entering into our third world phase. A third world phase where you can't trust anything that you're being told by government, by anti-government, by the media, by anything. We're entering that period now, but we still have some remnants of protections for land ownership and things like that. And so I would make sure that you know what you're doing before you consider going someplace else. But yes, if I could find a place that had more freedoms and I could live off grid and all of that and more protections, I would definitely consider it. How has age and the wear and tear of the body influenced your workouts? It's pretty interesting because I didn't even really start. I worked out a lot. I was an athlete until my 20s, right? And then I basically wasn't. And so I farmed, and I was still, until I was in my 40s, I was in relatively good shape. And then it went downhill for the last 10 years. So starting at 53, it's been difficult. It's very difficult to build muscle in your 50s anyway. Everybody has genetic potential limit as to how much muscle you can build based on your genetics. Some people have good genetics. Some people have. I happen to have pretty good genetics, not great, but pretty good genetics. So I have the ability to build muscle, but being 53, that really limits how much muscle you can build. And then I also I had a shoulder injury going back to my 20s from lifting, bench pressing, which was a pretty serious shoulder injury that I think had pretty much healed up. I mean, I still have some soreness, but it's better than it was in my 20s. But my elbows and my other joints are very, very difficult sometimes because my muscles can handle more weight than my joints can. So basically what it's done is it made me be a little bit more creative. I can still do the workouts. I can bench press. I could not bench press for 20-some years, and now I can bench press, and I'm actually moving up into at least where I was working out at 25 years ago. I'm able to do some things that I haven't been able to do before. Basically, and this is the part in COVID, my pain and suffering in the bad 4 days, which I didn't sleep, was from the waist down, my hips, lower back, sciatica, hit all of that. Working out, those are my strong points. my lower body stuff is strong. I don't have knee problems. I don't have ankle problems. So it was weird that COVID really hit me bad in the lower body. And so my biggest weaknesses right now, shoulder, both shoulders, both elbows, both wrists, and my hands. So it makes me like when I get into an exercise, sometimes I have to kind of work into it. And if I feel a twinge, I just either don't do that exercise or I adapt it or adopt it into it. So I don't do bench press on or free weights at all. I use the Smith machine, and I know some people don't like that, but I do it because it's a lot more secure. And I do dumbbell bench as well. I did dumbbell bench this morning, but I'm just real careful. I'm feeling stuff as I'm going. I'm like, is this going to be okay? All right. Have you checked out Pioneer channel? I haven't. Send me something. Send me something privately so I know what you're talking about. I forget things. I have not checked out Pioneer channel. Yeah, citizenship does help somewhat, and also to understand better how people tick in your home country. You're exactly right. How's my push-up game? I was going to ask you about that today because my push-ups were doing great pre-COVID. And when I got COVID, I did not do any workouts because I was warned by people that your real danger with COVID is stuff getting into your upper respiratory system. I have a history of pneumonia. And so I was warned by a lot of people, just don't work out. Just, walk some, don't get too tired, but you don't want to get this upper respiratory infection and end up in the hospital on a ventilator. So I didn't do it. So this morning I did 30 push-ups in 3 sets of 10, and they were easy. I could have easily done 3 sets of 25 probably without much trouble, but I don't want to get so sore that I have to take 2 days. It was my first day back. So my workout today consisted of dumbbell bench press, pull-ups, push-ups, dips, and lat pull-downs. That was pretty much my whole workout. I wasn't on my regular plan. I was just getting things working again, and I didn't do a whole lot of weight. But I did do 30 push-ups today. I got to this summer where I was doing about 200 a day, and then I got into the weight room and I wasn't doing a whole lot of push-ups. But I'm getting back into it, Ethan. I'm gonna be doing 50 here pretty quick, so you better get on the ball. But going back to the thing about land, there are places within, like, for example, I live in the United States. I actually live in Texas, outside of the United States. But there are places that are just within counties of me that have a very, very high level of freedom. There's no oversight. You can build what you want. You don't have to ask anybody's permission. You can shoot off the porch. You can do whatever you want to do. Like where I live, my phone's ringing. Yes, my phone ringtone is dead skunk in the middle of the road. That's what it is. But like just a couple of counties over, you got to get permits to build stuff, and you got water permits and people getting in your business, and homeowners associations and stuff like that. So even within the same state, you can have different levels of freedom. But where I live, it's pretty much wide open. You could get in some trouble with the gaming authorities if you were, shooting deer without a license or whatever, perhaps. But no, it's not. Other than that, you can pretty much do what you want. You can't be growing heroin that I know of. And there's probably meth regulations, but other than that, you can do what you want. I've grown tobacco out here, rolled my own, cured my own tobacco. I've grown pretty much everything that you can grow legally. I'm hoping they are going to legalize hemp and marijuana, et cetera, in Texas. But they may be a little bit down the road. We'll have to see. There's a lot of stuff that's going to happen over the next year that's going to change a lot of things. So we could be talking about a Texit movement here pretty quick. Who knows? But I think that's going to be coming up pretty soon. So we'll see how all that goes. All right, everybody, if you're out there, go ahead. We're only 25 minutes in, and there's a lot of things we can talk about. We've already broached a few of them. Any topic you want to talk about, let me know. I'll be glad to discuss things with you. But going back to the workouts, I think I'll be back on plan in about a week, and hopefully get back to where I was strength-wise and set-wise. And I was basically going to be moving into a program in January, after January 8th, which is my 1-year anniversary, where I was going to be changing up my workout program. And so I'm going to try to get back to where I was pre-COVID first, and then kick it into another gear. So I mentioned, would you smoke marijuana? Heck yeah. I don't. I'm not a marijuana smoker. I wasn't my whole life. So in high school, college, and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I think there's medical uses for it. And some of those medical uses are you just kind of need to chill out or something. I've never been a person that judges other people's moderate use of natural substances. And so the fact that I don't do it isn't moral. It's just that it's a hassle and it's not worth going to jail over or something. But if it was legal, heck yeah, I would. I mean, I don't have a moral problem with it. I have a moral problem with immoderation in anything. So, I don't think people need to be getting loaded and, robbing banks or stuff, driving on the wrong side of the road. That I have a moral problem with immoderation, but I don't have a moral problem with any natural substance being used in moderation where the mind remains clear and useful. And if it's for a medical reason, and there are a lot of medical reasons for medical marijuana, I don't really have a problem with it. So if they legalize it, I might grow some. I'm not going to sit around and be a pothead, just like I'm not going to sit around and be an alcoholic or a drunk. I'm not going to be a drunk. Alcoholic is like a science term, so I'm not sure exactly where the line is. I'm for moderation, so I'm going to stick with that. This is just tobacco. But I don't get in other people's business either, this is other people's business what they want to do. I'm not for prior restraint. You can have laws against things, so it's illegal to damage other people's property, or kill them, or rob from them, and those things. That's kind of all the rules that we really need. And then you punish people who do those things, but I don't like where they're trying to stop people from doing. We got to stop this thing that's, there's way too many people in jail for process crimes and stupid things where no one got hurt. From the blue skies of the land of Mormon. I guess War Dog Heim's over in Utah. It's legal in Alaska. Well, don't you go telling people I told you to smoke marijuana, because I didn't. Moderation, people. Two things: mind your own business and moderation. Stay out of other people's business and be moderate. Don't damage other people's property. Don't hurt people. Don't steal things. Don't instigate violence. Don't be aggressive. Be a cool cat and mind your own business. That's my politics. 100% of my politics just laid out for everybody. It's legal in Alaska. Well, it should be legal here, I don't know why it's not. I know why it's not. It's because they're making too much money off of pharmaceuticals. But it should be legal here. Maybe somebody disagrees with me, but I don't care. Hey, anybody, if you got questions or comments or anything else, throw them up in the comments section wherever you are. You could be on YouTube. Perhaps you're on any one of 3 Facebook channels where this is being broadcast live. Or you could be on Periscope, which is Twitter, or you could be on Twitch. Wherever you are, type in a comment, say hello, just say howdy, whatever. We don't have to talk about marijuana. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about. It is now fully legal in Montana. We just voted it in. Well, good for Montana. Just saw a program about feral hogs. Are they a problem in your area? Yes, they're really bad. In fact, I think it's probably one of the worst places in the world, I'm thinking. But that it's a problem. It's a problem in some level. It's an economic problem because feral hogs can just completely deplete or destroy a wheat field in a night. We have feral hogs all over the place, and I'm going to be actually probably tomorrow going to be baiting my 2 traps up at the front. And so it can be a problem, certainly for people with very large ranches who grow their own hay or who grow their own wheat crops, their grain crops, or whatever for their cattle. And feral hogs can just be destructive. Now, we're very likely moving into a period of time where, how should I say this? Industrially produced food and goods and services could be very hard to get. And so for people who consider feral hogs food, them being a lot of them and almost too many to control the population, that can be a good thing on another issue. So we're think of ourselves on this timeline, right? You're on a timeline, and in that timeline, you have hundreds of thousands of people who are economically being damaged by depredation from wild hogs, right? And then we have we'll call it an eschaton event, whatever it is, civil war, EMP, invasion, something happens, and economically, the economics change overnight, then those animals become a very great boom to people's survival. I just happen to be the place where they don't do a lot of damage. There are places where they've wallowed out, and it was a little bit difficult raising domestic hogs because the feral hogs would get in there and stuff. But right now, if I can catch a couple here in the next month, then I would roast them up and eat them. All right. Apparently, Montana is getting feral hogs rolling in from Canada. I'm always looking to cull some feral hogs. Yeah, that's kind of the way I look at it. There are a bunch right around us. In fact, we see them up on the road. I've hit a hog or 2 with the car. And like I said, I'm going to be setting traps, and I've got a night vision trail camera. So I'm hoping that I'll have some footage to show you guys here pretty soon. Wardogheim says, I've got a buddy in the Austin area who I helped him clear them off his property when I'm down there. Well, good. That's kind of like saying you clear them off the property is like saying you clear mosquitoes off the property. You really didn't. Maybe you got the ones that were there that moment, but there'll be more tonight. So they move around a lot, and they're always at the front of my property. And there's some hog wallows up there, and I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna put some corn on probably tomorrow. Let it ferment a little bit and put some corn out, and then we'll see. We'll see if I can trap a couple. Both of my traps, one of my traps slams shut, and that's it. That's whatever's in there you got. My other trap you might be able to catch a couple at one time. Yeah, they make tasty sausage, and we like to cook them up, and there's pretty good meat. So I'm hoping to get a couple of big ones maybe this winter. Not that we don't have so much pork now; it's insane how much pork we have. But after having butchered 5 or 6 animals this summer. All right, everybody, come on in here. We still got some time. If you got questions or comments, anything you want to talk about, the field is wide open. Any questions or comments? We can talk about marijuana, feral pigs. We can talk about whatever it is. I'm probably going to get this video is going to be demonetized because I questioned the 90-day immunity, COVID immunity. Supposedly, they watch the videos and then they approve them or disapprove them. Either that's not true, or somebody really, really stupid is watching the videos and is like, and they lie because they act like they're doing it to protect their advertisers, which is complete hogwash. Since we're talking about hogs, they're not protecting anybody except for ideas. They don't want people talking about certain things, and they don't think you should have certain opinions. You're not allowed to have them. They never go to the advertisers and go, hey, this guy had COVID, and he just doubts that the 90-day immunity thing has any scientific basis. And the advertiser's like, screw that guy. We're not gonna run any commercials on that guy's show. Do you think a big reset would be a good thing, like a grid down situation? The term big reset has a lot of baggage because, as you know, the New World Order people want to do that. They want to kill a whole lot of people, and then they want themselves to be in charge when it's over. I think we're heading for a reset of another type completely. Talk about that in some of my books, The Last Pilgrims and Wick. And so those would be some good books for people to read where you get more of an idea. But yeah, for some of us who love freedom, who understand that we live now in a post-truth world where there is no love of the truth, and our governments, even the best of them, have become third world banana republics where the people of corrupt morals in both political parties will do anything to maintain power and have no love of the truth. And so while we happen to be in better shape than some other places in the world, the whole thing is like a big plane going down. And so once you've entered into a post-truth, post-empathy and caring world where you have sociopaths, sociopathy is the number one thing of the day. The people who are sitting watching these videos deciding whether they're going to be monetized or not are sociopaths. They don't have any love of either the truth or our ability to sit here and converse and have opinions, even if we disagree, and be amenable and friendly with our opinions. They don't care one whit about that. It's all about control, and it's about power. It's about how you use the levers of power to graft and lie and steal and covet. And so that's all. Once we've entered that period, we're going to have a reset, some type of reset. There's either going to be a place or places or a few places on the world where freedom and integrity and honor and things like that are going to raise its graying head on this planet one last time, or it's not going to happen. And things are just going to get really, really bad. All right. You already talked about your COVID adventures. I did, and I probably got demonetized. We'll find out. The last video got demonetized for it. They have an AI that runs an algorithm for specific words. They have that, and I'm already flagged. So they flag every single video. Every video that I do gets the yellow flag the minute that I stop recording. And then I have to go in and appeal. I have to file an appeal on every video. And then supposedly they say they have a live person that watches the video and determines whether or not it's okay for their advertisers. There's a list of stuff you're not allowed to say, you're not allowed to do that have nothing to do with the wishes of the advertisers. The advertisers have nothing to do with it. It's a political hammer that they use to determine who's going to make money. And they know that they can keep you from making money, and they can make you, they can keep people from seeing your video. And, only 100 people are ever going to watch this video, just because you can't go viral once they stop you. And not enough people are going to share it and like it and all that kind of stuff. So it's just the way that it is. There is an algorithm, but I'm in the purview now of some 25-year-old expert on everything in the world who determines what you're going to get to see and hear, and what they're going to allow advertisers to pay money to advertise on. Who knows what they watch and what they don't watch. We all know it's political, and it's all about same think, and it's all about, they know they control the purse strings, and there are people out there that are completely immoral idiots who eat 50,000 calories of Fruit Loops in one day, and they make $1 million a year off of YouTube. And YouTube wants to support that sort of thing. They don't want to support independent critical thinking, logic rules, and fallacies. Even if you're not part of the two-party system and you attack everybody, you attack illogic and fallacies equally. They're not interested in that. They're not interested in fairness. They're not interested in any of that stuff. So they just go, nope, you're not the kind of person we want to help support. Where are we on getting more batteries? I've mentioned this before, but it's like every time we're right there on the cusp, something happens. And so I had done pretty well with the fundraiser, the previous fundraiser. And then the COVID hit, and we had a bunch of expenses. And now we're going to lose 2 weeks of Danielle's pay with hazard pay, because she's not getting paid for the 2 weeks she was off. And so in that fundraiser, we raised around $700 and something. So we're going to be $200 short there. So where we might have been up about 500 right now, which is what allowed us to get 4 batteries, which basically would be really, really close to me being able to do it. We went from plus 500 to minus a couple hundred. So if anybody's interested in our any of the fundraisers, just go to michaelbunker.com. I don't have the energy. You can see it right here, and go to michaelbunker.com. There's a whole way that you can join in and help. But a lot of so if I can explain this real quickly to people, we used to have Patreon. Patreon was really, really good at the beginning, and I used to get in about $600 a month from people who got books and short stories and stuff from me, videos like this, how-to videos, and that was like $600 a month. And Patreon went hard left, super woke, and chased off all of my support. So I lost about $450 a month in 1 month from people who sent me letters saying, hey, we want to support you, but we can't support Patreon. So my Patreon tanked. So we built our own Patreon on my website, but you don't get any traffic there. And so, we had hoped that this channel, we were going to be able to build it up. And YouTube's doing the best they can to keep that from happening. And every time we're like just about to get going, then something happens. So car breaks down. We've gone through about $1,000 worth of tires this year. But we are hopeful, and we have not given up at all. We are hopeful, and we are continuing the fight. We are continuing the work. I am planning on making more videos, uploading videos, doing how-to videos, bug out videos, survival videos, thinking videos, logic videos, and all that kind of stuff. But we're behind now from where we thought we were going to be ahead because of the COVID and losing Danielle's income and all of that kind of stuff. So we had hoped to get $1,000 donated for the 2 weeks that she was going to be out, and it's been about 700 and something. And all that happens while we were basically staying home. And so we were having to order stuff in and all that. So I'm not complaining. I'm just explaining, answering questions as they appear. I'll pop that up there. Just people don't think I made it up. Like I said, with the COVID, those coughs, they're not like painful. There's no production. There's no like, I have no pneumonia or anything. It's just you get this little itch, and then you just cough. That's all there is to it. And I'm not spreading anything. I don't have anything to spread. So we're doing all right. We're just we're trying to get back above water is where we are right now. And we're going to have more car problems coming up. We got about a $1,500 car bill that's going to be here very, very shortly. And so I was hoping to get these batteries bought before Election Day and get them put in. I think we have 2 batteries purchased. I have the money for 1 other battery, and we need about 3 or 4 more plus the cables. So we're still going to be about $500 short. All right. Anybody else has any questions or comments? What about PayPal? I cannot take PayPal for the same reason. PayPal, because of their politics, I can't receive PayPal. But everything you can do with PayPal now, you can do with Stripe, which is on my website. Go to michaelbunker.com. And let me pull something up real quickly. Hold on. I'm typing something in. And then I'll come over here and I'm going to share my screen. Share screen. All right. Brave tab, partner subscriptions. All right. Hold on a second. So you should be able to see it. If you're on michaelbunker.com, you can just go up to this area that says partner with Michael, and you can get on there. And it'll just tell you different ways. The GoFundMe no longer works. Facebook PM is the best way. But if you do a direct subscription here, it's the red button. It allows you to set a subscription up every month, or you can do it one time. So if you click on that, you can do interval, one-time donation, or monthly recurring donation. It's just like PayPal. Just takes your card or whatever. I haven't been able to do Bitcoin yet because I don't know anything about it, and I'd have to have somebody come in and show me all of it. And I have not had the power or the time to be able to do it. All right. I hope that helped. That was kind of cool that we have the ability to do that now. And you guys are paying for this ability too. Those monthly subscriptions pays for this interface where I can run videos and I can do like stuff like this. And I can pop up comments. And that's cost $50 a month. And so that comes out of subscriptions. So hopefully, Lord willing, we're going to get the batteries straightened out. I'm so close. I've been so close. I actually had the money at one point, a month or so ago, had the money. Just had to be able to get up to Lubbock because I have to get the batteries from Sam's. My dad has a Sam's card, and there's a Sam's in Lubbock. And then we had car breakdown right there. Cost us $500, but cost us what we had. Thank you, War Dog Heim. I appreciate it. Hopefully others will join in with you. By the way, welcome all you future people. Future people are people that are not watching this live. We are not discriminatory against future people. Future people, if you're out there, we welcome you to the Bunker Nation. We appreciate you watching this. We ask you to like it, to share it, to subscribe, to hit the bell icon so that you get future notifications. By the way, we are up to 1,914 subscriptions. as you know, we all as a team get to 2,000. Supposedly, when you get to 2,000, it goes faster from them because of the YouTube algorithm, but I don't have no idea. Especially after I've been talking bad about them during this show. But we'll see. So we're like 86 short. And we got to get them faster. So if you guys know anybody that can come help us, subscribe on YouTube. If you're watching this and you're on YouTube, just subscribe them. It doesn't cost you nothing. It's free. All right. So I appreciate that. I appreciate everybody. You got questions or comments, get them in. I'm here for you guys. And so as soon as this thing's over, I've got to go do a couple of other chores up top, and then I'm going to be taking my generator, which has been out for a year, over to a repair shop, let them know whether it can even be repaired. And then I got to go back to the gym, got to pay for my gym membership for 6 more months. And that money is coming out of the option payment I just received for another year, the option of the movie. So the movie's still on, y'all. The movie is still on. And so I got an option payment for the next year. And then also, then I got to go pick up Danielle, and we got to take a rental car back. And that's my plan for the rest of the day. So we got a lot of stuff to do. If you guys have any questions or comments, we still got some time. Actually, we're running out of time. All right, everybody. I want to tell you, God bless you. I appreciate you all. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure that you subscribe. If you are not watching on YouTube, do me a favor. About 5 or 10 minutes after this is over, go to YouTube and find this video. It'll be the latest video on my page. Look up Michael Bunker, find this video, hit the like button, and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. If you are on YouTube and you're a future person, do the same thing. You'll help us out. I appreciate it, everybody. God bless you. Lord willing, I'll be back on our regular time in the next couple of days. I may do another early show tomorrow. We'll see how the solar power goes. And if so, I'll have a topic ready to go. I'll give you a Ernest and Julio rant. I will give you an Ernest rant. All right, everybody. Appreciate you all. God bless. Thank you for being here. As always, I'll see you soon. And I will see you when I see you. God bless. I love you. I'll talk to you later.